You guys have time, get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday, is deliver live free sports picks for games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern time and later. To deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Rod Zawacky with us. Big Al McMordie. It's Wednesdays with Mitch. Wayne Scott will be with us as well. Matt Fargo, and of course Joey Tron. Here's the lineup for this evening. Mitch, McMordie, Fargo, Scott, Tron, Zawacky. Then I will close this one out. All right, 7 games here on the board for Major League Baseball. Remainder in prime time. Also, NBA draft. But let's get this show underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Mitch. Of course, you know where to find him here at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, the morning show here during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll start it off with baseball coverage here from Mitch. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. I love all-day baseball action, and that's what we got today. Of course, the NBA draft tonight could be the worst draft in a long time. Every time they start reaching for all these foreign players or these Ignites and all this other players without really any true college star coming out, these have been the worst drafts. So we'll have to see what happens in this one. We know last year, the Wemby draft and, at the top, but, a few other players here and there scattered about. But generally, oh man, you see these drafts like this, where this is like the New Orleans, this Klingon or whatever his name is from UConn. You see this guy at the top, in some draft boards, the middle, or others, whatever. All I have to say is this reminds me a lot of the Nerlens Noel situation. Not a good year.
Tough year. Of course, when Miguel Bridges is making the headlines, there's something, I don't know what's happening, right?
Yeah, it's it. And the NBA, it's like I know a lot of guys on here will be giving out NBA draft picks, picks, and I know they're taking all sorts of prop bets on those this year. And my guess is, and I don't know this to be fact or not, but my guess is the books absolutely clean house on those bets. The NBA draft is the least predictable of any draft because there's so many deals that you can't actually trade draft picks. You have to draft the player, and then the player is traded later. Even though he's basically is traded on draft day, you're basically drafting for another team. And we've seen this before with the Kobe Bryant pick. We saw this with the Chris Webber pick. We've seen it, just so many times. Luka. I mean, so many players drafted by teams that that they have never ended up playing for, basically. And the NBA, they have no problem throwing around trades on draft day. This is the one league where it's like, they just let it go. On draft day, everybody is available, and it gets crazy. Even though not a lot of talent, at least on paper, and from what we saw at the college level, I think the point guard from Duke is, they have picked in the middle of the first round. I believe is probably the best player in this draft. But we'll see. At least from the players I've seen.
Yeah, we'll see how this one rolls in the draft here. Of course, out here in the West, will probably be a Laker. That's what it's come to.
Oh God! I mean, he's I don't even understand how he gets consideration to be drafted. I mean, wouldn't he just be available as a free agent?
I think so, but of course,
I think
that's too embarrassing, right? That'd be a little embarrassing for the James family if that happens.
Yeah. Fifth best player on a non-tournament team with a losing record. I think, Collier and Ellis were both far better players than him this season at USC, and I think Collier, is light years ahead of him. So I don't know. I think, I guess every player has an upside, but is that worth a draft choice?
Yeah, that's the big question mark here. And of course, draft tonight, round 1 today, round 2 tomorrow. So again, more time to try to work.
Why? Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why? Why? Why not just do it? It's 2 rounds. It's not like it's 30. It's 2 rounds. It's like just get it over with, man.
Yeah. Yep. I just,
tomorrow's the G League draft. G
yes,
League draft tomorrow.
I know. That's how it rolled. But so fast, right? Game 7 would have been this past Sunday, right? And boom, here comes the draft right away. That's the way these leagues are going.
They don't let the paint dry in the NBA, and you'll see they'll be wheeling and dealing, and there'll be a lot of head scratchers, especially in this draft where it's like there's a lot of the guy who's picked to go number 1 overall, right? The one that I've heard most recently. This guy's far from a sure thing. It's like there's no sure thing.
I think what's happening now is because the NFL is trying to be in the news cycle every day of the year. I think some of the teams realize, hey, we need to extend our season a little bit and try and space out some of these so we can stay in the news cycle for the entire year.
Yeah, it's I'm not really sure how they're going to do this, but you know, summer league will be playing right around the corner, so we'll see all these guys in
and there's odds
hype
up
machine.
We had picks on summer league last year. We need something in the summer. All right,
Sure.
Here we go.
We'll
Blue Jays and Red Sox head to head here tonight. Red Sox favored $1.47. We see the total up to 10.
Yeah, these are two teams really that are headed kind of nowhere at this point, and you know, the Blue Jays got to break it down and build it back up, and you know, the Red Sox minus 147 against a team that's absolutely owned them. I just don't see it, the value there. Most people know, you know, when it comes to baseball, I am a value better, and that's pretty much all I go by. I don't really look at much else. But I think in this situation, you have to look at the history of these two teams when they play each other. And Boston in general, all we've talked about is how bad they've been at home this season, and it's like they're not all of a sudden good at home against the Blue Jays. We saw that last night. When you lose to Kevin Gausman, you know, all bets are off as to how good or bad you are at home. Rodriguez certainly has a big high side, but what we've seen is his ERA is ballooned over his last couple starts, and that's because what they've done is they've stretched him out every other start. So last start we saw them stretch him out a little more. So this start, I would guess that they reel him back in. But he's up against, you know, as bad as he's been, it doesn't make Cutter Crawford a viable option. You know, I mean, he stinks too. So I expect the Blue Jays to come out swinging here. They've always played really well at Fenway Park. They hit right-handed pitching far better than they hit left-handed pitching. It's not even close. End of late. And both the bullpens are okay. I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a similar game to last night, 9-5 range.
All right, Mitch here on the Blue Jays plus 135. Some may look at Cutter Crawford, look at the ERA, look at the whip, look at the strikeout, and say, is he Crawford that bad or just bad luck?
He's that bad. The Red Sox pitching staff in general, just not a good pitching staff from top to bottom. This is a team that decided, well, we're not going to spend any money on players. So that kind of leaves your pitching staff thin when you decide to do that. You know, you look at, you know, at his games at Fenway Park. He hasn't really had that dominating outing. I mean, even Rodri Munoz went out and dominated, and you know, so Braxton Garrett had a one hit 9-inning complete game shutout. But Cutter Crawford has nothing on the books remotely even like that. He had 9 strikeouts against the Yankees, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. When you allow 3 runs on 3 hits, that means that a lot of those hits left the ballpark. In fact, 2/3 of them did. So that's the type of stuff that Crawford has, stuff that leaves the ballpark. Not a good sign. I think both these teams have decisions to make, and I think for the Blue Jays, the decision's easy for us to make for them, but you know, they seem to struggle with it. But if they ask us, you know, the decision is time to cut bait there. And I think like with the Red Sox, I mean, they've made a decision that they want to be the Chicago Cubs that we saw for 50 years, where you know, we're just not going to put any money at all into the team and just kind of live off of having a ballpark right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah, and count on Iowa to produce our stars. Right, Iowa. You always heard about Iowa, right? Harry Carey would always talk about down on the farm in Iowa. That was back in the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Cutter Crawford, you know, back to the Cutter Crawford story, if you want to call it that. The Red Sox have lost 5 of his last 6 starts. So, you know, this doesn't seem to be part of the solution. I don't look too much into starting pitcher win and loss. Let's just say he gives up enough runs that they lose, you know, in this case. I don't know. I'm not buying what he's selling.
You know what? This game not covered on the show today. It's going to start in 20 minutes. This game between the Guardians and the Orioles. This has been somewhat of a line move here from $1.65 open. We've just seen Penny move it down to $2.24 late money. Really pouring on this Orioles game today.
Well, you know, you have Grayson Rodriguez against Carrasco in that game. So, you know, Carrasco's never really been in favor with the fans. And then you also have the Orioles trying to avoid the home sweep in this one. You know, we saw the Mariners avoid the sweep earlier today. We see teams avoid the sweep, but this Orioles team is reeling. And I think the Guardians came in with just guns blazing. I think it's probably a good chance to cash on that +2 and change with the Guardians. You know, that's where I'm going to be. You know, I don't have a premium pick or anything on it, but it's like, to me, it just seems that whole, you know, avoid the sweep, and, you know, I don't think so. I'm gonna jump on the other side there.
All right, still time for Mitch to jump on that side. We got maybe about another 18 minutes before game time. Mitch here for the show on the Blue Jays here, plus the 135. All right, Mitch, everybody know what's going on over at Pick Dog Sports Chat Place into the summer?
Yeah, we just have a ton going on. In fact, I'm probably going to take a little break from the morning show. I just have too much stuff going on. I don't really have a lot of hours in the day. So that 2 hours, I just don't have it right now. So I think Chris and Jay will probably take over for the meantime, and we'll figure it out in a few months. We'll be relaunching Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place with new sites in the middle of July. Brand new look, all the same features that you like, and a lot of new features that you guys have asked for. A lot of features that I use on other sites. I just figured why not put them on my own site and have them there. So we're going to have those at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. More one-stop shopping at Pick Dogs. Sports Chat's going to be primarily fantasy sports based, with a lot of fantasy sports betting tools on that site and fantasy articles. It'll still have sports betting presence. It'll have a sports betting section, but Pick Dogs, all of our sports betting tools and things of that nature will all be on the new Pick Dogs. And I think all the cappers will really like the new Pick Dogs as well. The first release, like any new website update, this is a total gut refresh. The first version that you see in mid-July will not be the version that you see at football season. Mainly that you'll see the look and feel will be the same, but a lot of the focus on some of the things that I want to focus on in both the premium and the free section will be a little bit different. And then of course we also have Tony's picks joining the Pick Dogs Sports Chat Place Dawn Patrol family. That'll probably happen tomorrow officially. I'm excited about that. I'm involved in several other deals, bringing in other people in other areas of not just sports betting, but other areas of gambling and betting. People, professional blackjack players, professional horse racers, professional dice players, professional poker players, and bringing those all onto the Pick Dogs platform as well, and family. So it's like Tony just said, the dog days of summer. Well, there's no dog days of summer for a lot of these other sports. So we're going to be and other things that people like to bet on. So we're going to be more of a betting hub type thing. It'll be under some of our different labels. One of them will be under one of our new URLs that we have, and it's called, I know this one's going to be hard to remember for everybody, so take out your pencil. Premiumpicks.com.
There you go.
It's a tough one to remember.
Tough one to remember, yes, it is.
Yes. Premiumpicks.com.
There you go.
Yeah, so we have that one, and we finally decided to do something with it.
Nice. All right, Mitch.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
You could say it.
It's well searched.
It's a good one.
I'm sure.
It is well searched. I happen to have a patent on it too. There else is Premium Picks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that, but I do have it.
That's right.
Be nice to me.
That's right, guys. That's right. Miss has got a plan for it. He's got a plan, so keep an eye on that one.
Believe me, no one's going to like the plan. They never do, except for all of it. It's like we're Robin Hood, right?
Right. Everybody under their umbrella will like it.
Yeah, all of our Pick Dogs family will be the ones who will be loving it. So I'm really excited about it, and it's something that we've been at in the works for a very long time. Really, really excited about it. It's going to have other things outside of just sports betting picks. It's going to have master classes and things like that. Things that everybody has asked for. Master classes about crap strategy. Master class about blackjack strategy. From real professional, very famous people in the industry.
Very good, very good. Keep an eye, guys. Stay tuned. All right, Mitch, have yourself a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right, Mitch here on the drive to. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Keep an eye on that chat. Pick of the day today. It's going to be, you got it? Yankees and Mets. You like the Yankees, minus 118. It's letter A. B for the Mets. C for the over. D for the under. The total there, 8.5. Keep these picks coming in, and we'll calculate them. And, let you know how it's rolling here for the rest of the day. The chat has been very good here with this chat pick of the day feature since we ran it several months ago. get involved and put in your pick for this game. First one already, David Cleaner coming in with the Yankees. Looks like Rod and one Yankees, one Mets. So we're kind of split, and we do have the hot Rod coming in here with the over 8.5. All right, NBA draft. We got Bo Dunn coming in with the Yankees as well. So let's get the show continuing here with Big Al McMordie. It's time for some draft talk here. I told you that you can bet on almost anything. You know, I remember when Alex Smart debuted on the drive-thru. I asked him, well, what do you do? What's your specialty? He goes, if it moves, I hit it. And we're kind of almost at that point now, Big Al. If it moves, you can hit it.
It's a good thing, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, Tony, the NBA draft, you take a look at the odds and how they've changed over the past couple of weeks. I mean, there was so much value when we first talked about it, 13 days ago here. I gave out Zachary Risacher to be drafted at number 1 overall, and the odds 13 days ago when I gave it out here on the drive-thru was plus 190. Take a guess what he is right now.
Probably near even.
Nope, minus 500 at DraftKings,
wow.
Minus 450 at Bovada. Then just 6 days ago here, if you recall, I gave out Alexander Sarr to go number 2 at minus 110. Take a guess where Sarr's odds to go number 2 are today.
Minus 1,000. Or the other way.
Minus 1,200 at Bovada, minus 1,000 at DraftKings.
Wow.
So it just illustrates, like, if you follow the draft like I do and understand the team's tendencies and, kind of eat, sleep, and drink it like I do, you can take advantage of these sportsbook odds, but you have to bet early. You can't wait until, today when all the value has been sucked out. But, even as short as 6 days ago, the value was incredible. Obviously, today it's a little bit different. But, all you can do is try to get the best number. So obviously now that the draft is less than 2 hours away, and what I want to look at here, one of my favorite players in the draft is Modest Buzelis. He was at G League Ignite. He played at Sunrise Academy, in high school. Grew up in Chicago. He's a high flyer. He's a highlight reel. The best dunker in the draft. Solid on defense. He really improved his defense with the G League Ignite. One skill of his that went down was his three-point shooting. He, was up against older players, and he commented that his legs kind of left him, when he was, that was the first thing to go, and he thought that it impacted his shot. But he shot over 40% in high school, so if that skill returns, he could end up being the top player in the draft. And what's interesting, and one of the reasons I really like him at number 5, are the connections. His agent is Michael Tellem, and I'm sure you recognize the last name because Arn Tellem used to be a big player agent. Well, guess which team Arn Tellem is now an executive of?
You got me.
Tony,
I don't.
would you believe the Detroit Pistons?
Pistons? Oh, wow. There you go.
And take a guess. So his agent is Eric Tellem. Eric Tellem's dad is the senior, whatever, vice president, whatever it is, of Detroit. His brother, Eric, is the... Buzelis already has the talent to go top 5. But when you throw in the connections with his family, with the Detroit organization, it's going to be tough, I believe, for him to fall past Detroit. I think if he's there, they take him. I mean, I think obviously Cody Williams is going to be competing with Buzelis at that spot. And certainly, nepotism may not be the best argument for drafting a player if he doesn't have the talent, but this guy does have the talent. So that's one reason why I like him at number 5. And the odds right now on him to go number 5 at Detroit, you can find him at plus 125 right now at DraftKings. You can find him at even money at Bovada and minus 130 at BetOnline. So the best number right now is at DraftKings, which his discussion, there are trades. So you have to handicap what are the likelihood that teams could trade up to try to get them, et cetera, et cetera. The one team that might be trading in this draft is the Houston Rockets. They're at number 3. But the one player who most teams are going to try to trade up to get is Donovan Clingan. Of course, Clingan might go number 1, but the one team that may be interested in trading up to get Buzelis is the Chicago Bulls because their owner is Lithuanian. Buzelis' parents are Lithuanian. Buzelis grew up in Chicago. So you could see Chicago maybe trying to make a move and maybe trying to trade up to number 3 to get him. But outside of that, I think Buzelis is going to be there at 5 because the Spurs, who draft 4, have a huge positional need at point guard. So people expect them to take Stephon Castle. It's possible the Spurs could take Buzelis and maybe take the point guard at 8. So that's another risk. But again, at plus 125 at DraftKings, I'm willing to take those 2 risks, and I'll take Buzelis at plus 125.
All right, Big Al here with Tas Buzelis here. Plus 125 now. These markets are moving, so make sure you get the rest of them. We're about 2 hours away from the draft there with Detroit. Of course, Detroit's still looking for a coach, right? Can you connect the dots there?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tom Gores is the owner, and Gores. It's nice to have so much money that you don't care about $65 million.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, the Gores family, they're a great family. They're great businessmen, but he must have really been unhappy to let Williams go with all that time left on his contract and all that money. I don't know what they're going to do, in what direction they're going to do as far as the coach, but we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, they got to figure that one out later. Okay, Big Al, you're going to be studying for tomorrow for the round 2.
No.
Why is that? Is it too much crap?
It's just because I'm more interested in the top of the draft. I'm not really concerned about all these. I mean, I only have so much bandwidth, and I don't have enough bandwidth to be watching these players you've never heard about, going 43rd and 48th, and to hell with that. I try to focus on the top 15 players.
There you go, from Big Al. That's Buzelis here. Plus 125 now to be drafted number 5 by the Pistons. All right, Big Al. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. A lot of baseball tonight. 7 games remaining here on the card. You can see Big Al, great 2024, over 2,200 units of profit. What's going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I cashed the Mariners earlier today. I'm 44-24, last 68. Not much going on right now over it. I'll be back tomorrow. There's WNBA, is on a hiatus today because they had the Commissioner's Cup yesterday. So WNBA will be back tomorrow. So I'll be looking at WNBA. I'll be looking at CFL this week, at baseball. But, the Mariners was the only thing I had for sale today over at Pick Dogs.
There you go, guys. Get on board Big Al. Of course, the long-term pass in 1 month will get you all Big Al's premium plays for 30 days. A lot of baseball, WNBA over that period of time. CFL as well. Pick is a promo code, save that 15%. Also, added feature for the big bettors out there. Big Al is your all access.
Yeah, and I do a video series, and actually there's a video up there right now that I did yesterday, for today's draft. So I can give out another pick if folks don't want to go watch the video. The pick I gave out yesterday was Reed Shepherd at minus $1.40 to go number 3 to the Rockets. Well, believe it or not, it's not minus 140 anymore. It's now minus 250. But, what can you do? As I said, the value, you can get really good value on these things. It's no guarantee you're going to win these bets just because you get the best value, but you have to bet early. You can't really wait until today.
That's right, guys.
Yeah, that's on the video. That's on the video series, so folks can always watch that over at YouTube. And if folks would want to join, our All Access Club, you could just text the words Big Al to 702-769-0404, but you must be at 1 to 10,000 a game. And one of the benefits of the All Access is that you get all of our plays rated from 10 stars down through 1 star, so you know which ones are the strongest. And then you also get additional plays that don't go to the regular folks. And, for example, I gave out 4 NBA draft prop bets, to the All Access folks, a few days ago. So it's good value, but you must be a high roller to join.
All right, guys, make that call or text and get on board with Big Al if it's in your bankroll. All right, Big Al, have yourself a great evening. I don't know, did you see that Guardians at over $2 a day, and it starts in about 3 minutes? That didn't get you particularly fancy.
Well, I like Baltimore. The line was, and I actually gave that to my premium clients. It wasn't for sale because of the price, so it was minus 179 or something like that, last night when I gave it out, but the price has gotten steamed. And as you said, now if you want to take the Orioles, it's minus 225 at Circa, minus 225 at BetMGM. So the price has gotten a little bit higher, obviously. But no, I like the Orioles at minus 180, and
All right.
I thought the value was there, and obviously the market agreed with me, and it's up to 225.
225 now, exactly there. So this will be a few minutes to start. All right, Big Al, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony. Talk to you tomorrow.
That's all. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Chat pick of the day. It's been close here with Yankees and Mets. We got Scott. We got a few Yankees here, so it's now 5-2 on the Yankees side. If you like the Yankees, minus 118, letter A. B for the Mets, C for the over, D for the under. We had Solo coming in here on the Yankees to push them to 5-2. So keep these picks coming in. We'll track this throughout the show, and then, of course, we'll give you the pick here at the end. All right, let's continue here on the Drive-Thru. Time now for Matt Fargo. You'll catch him over at Pick Dodge Prim. We're going to get some baseball coverage here from Matt as we'll be ready to roll here on the diamond here. Let's see. We'll bring it here in a second. Matt, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. Doing well. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday.
Absolutely. All right, here we go tonight. Dodgers and White Sox head-to-head here. We see the Dodgers are laying $1.63. This total, let's see if it's still 8.5. We're seeing some movement here. Looks like it's come down a little bit more. There's plenty of 8.5s. 8 is at Pinnacle, the sharpest book. Everybody else still 8.5.
Yeah, it was 8.5 minus 120 most of the day today, and it's come down to 8 in some places. But yeah, grab the 8.5 if you can. First 2 games we got under. I think we have a great pitching matchup tonight for another low-scoring game. White Sox are 11-3 in their last 14 games to the under. Dodgers 4-1 their last 5. They've got under 23 of their 40 games this season on the road. And we know with Mookie Betts out, it's one player, doesn't make a team, obviously, but his production is huge, and I think that adds a little bit of value to the under as well. So for the White Sox, they have Eric Fetty hitting the hill, who's having his best season ever through 7 years, 3.05 ERA. He's been great at home, 0.95 ERA, and sometimes competition comes into play with those splits, but he's faced the Orioles, the Royals, and the Guardians at home. 3 of the top 11 teams in runs scored, and he shut all of them out through, granted, 6 innings, but still. So he's been great at home. Going against him is Gavin Stone, who's having an equally great year, 3.04 ERA. He's given up 4 runs only once all season, and I think he cruises here. His pitch counts are low. I think they're trying to keep him down based on the injuries that are going through that rotation right now. So I think they want to keep him fresh, which is totally fine. Dodgers bullpen has been great all year, and through June, they're at a 2.67 ERA. So I think we have another low-scoring game tonight in Chicago.
All right, Matt here with the Dodgers White Sox under. You can find 8.5. So great, Matt. You're looking at the Pinnacle line with the sharpest book in the world, and I get it now because they usually copy them. I mean, I'm in Circa. Circa hasn't got there yet, but Circa at some point may follow the Pinnacle line there. We think about the Dodgers, we think about this is a hitting machine, but very important to note going into the season, it was the bottom 3 in the lineup considered to be pretty weak, and now they lost 2 batters in the top of their lineup, right? The first 6 here, as we're not only looking at the Betts injury, we always forget about Max Muncy been out of the lineup as well.
Muncy, yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing. Like, I think the common theme that people think is, the Dodgers offense is crazy. Who they have, and it's still potent. Don't get me wrong, but injuries are playing part of that too, and I think you're going to be in value on these unders for a while. I really do. And hopefully the Betts, injury isn't too long until he comes back. He's a great player and all that. And the staff they have right now, with Yamamoto being out, Buehler's back in the IL, Kershaw just had another setback. So they're dealing with these young guys, Glasnow, Miller, Stone tonight, and Paxton's actually been pitching pretty well too. So I think the rotation's fine. You don't have to deal with all these veterans right now. So I think there's going to be a lot of value on these unders where I think they're going to be, shading the books are going to be shading the overs a decent amount just based on, the perceived thinking that the Dodgers offense is, the one to play all the time.
Yep, and the bullpen's been coming through, but again, they've been taking lumps because out of right now is Gratterall, who's been a good arm. He's out. Joe Kelly is out, injured. Grove hit the 15. So, but they've been able to really plug and play within the bullpen. It's keeping a sharp bullpen.
That's it. I mean, that's what good organizations do, man. Like you lose two great players, you could replace them pretty easily when you have an organization like that with a system like that. If they've done for years, and that's why they're as good as they are, and they can spend money.
Yep, there's no doubt about that. All right, Dodgers White Sox are under 8.5 tonight, 8:10 Eastern time. All right, man, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Cream for tonight's action. Of course, baseball on the board tonight, 7-game card. What do you have going over at the site?
Yep, I have a baseball double play tonight, 17-12 baseball run following a 2-0 afternoon sweep with the Royals run line and Seattle. So you can pick that up over at Pick Dog's Premium Place for $39.99, and we'll go for another sweep tonight.
For the sweep tonight is Matt Fargo, so get on board with Matt over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bet no better time now to get the long-term pass, 30-day sports pass, to get all his premium plays. For that time, just like when you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase, promo code PICK, save that 15% off. Right, Matt, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week. You're paying much attention to this NBA draft? Any moves?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like Mitch said earlier, it's horrible. It's not good. Kudos to Al for paying as much attention to a lot of these players who, honestly, I wouldn't even know where they would go. It's funny. But they're talking about next year's draft is going to be a big one. And the trade last night, the Nets blockbuster trade they made with Bridges, they basically secured what's the kid from Duke? I forget his name already. Freshman coming in who's this top prospect, and that's who they're going after with this trade most likely.
I see. Yeah, because I still see. I mean, I think already the Bulls are trying to make their are looking to tank for next year too. So the Bulls moving some of their. I think they're moving a lot of the older pieces. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So
it's an interesting concept. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. But I'm going to watch it. Just for it's fun. It's so fun. Like, who's that?
Yeah, let's see what happens. And then, of course, see what the men, when they play and how they handle the Summer League. It comes up really quick in Vegas. It's always a good trip out there.
Right.
All right, man. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds great, Tony. Thanks. Good luck, everyone.
So, Matt Fargo here on the Drive To. Let's continue here on the show as we'll be ready to roll here. And keep an eye on that chat pick of the day. Again, it's Mets and Yankees. If you like the Yankees, it's letter A, B for the Mets. C over D under. Right now, 6-2. Right now, we got Kelly Ann coming in here on the Yankees. Keep these picks coming in, and we will track them until the end of the show. All right, let's continue on here. Wayne Scott up next. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Wayne in right now with baseball. Wayne, what's happening? Are you on? You signed in? I don't know. Wayne has got some signal issues here. Maybe we can correct that. That means I got to keep the camera on Wayne until he gets back. So we'll continue on here and get to the next capper on the show. That will be Tron. So Tron, ready to bring him in. Joey Tron, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll get him here in just a second. So Wayne is disconnected here. Let's see, 1 second. Joey, ready to roll. Joey, what's happening?
Tony, how you doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. This is the game here, what we're talking about here. We'll pull it up here. Yankees and Mets head-to-head. We see the Mets favorite dollar. So Yankees favorite $1.20 now. The total 8.5. But you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, so I'm just keeping it simple here. I'm going with a player prop. I like Aaron Judge to keep a home run. He had 5 RBIs and a home run last night. In his last 3 games, he's hit 2 home runs and has 8 RBIs. He has a .364 batting average and a 1.00 slug percentage in this time span. In his career against Manea, he has hit a .917 slugging percentage and has 2 home runs and 12 at-bats. The Yankees want to win this one tonight. They're going to definitely need some power from Aaron Judge, and I really like him to get a home run tonight. Shop around for the price. It's all over the place, but the number I've seen mostly is like plus 135, plus 140-ish.
All right, there, Aaron Judge hit home run off Manea here. This is your right-hander versus the lefty. Manea in this spot in the Mets here. And, of course, the Yankees going with it's a righty-lefty and a Volpe, Soto, Judge, then Davis. So Aaron Judge here following Soto in this lineup. So you really like this situation.
I really do, and this is a big series for the Yankees, in my opinion. The Orioles are really catching ground on them. They're probably going to win tonight against the Guardians, in my opinion. So the Yankees definitely need to win tonight.
Yeah, because again, you want to stay away from the wild card, right? That's your team,
no
like the
doubt.
Yankees. It's a crapshoot there. That one game, that's the way it's set up in the wild card. It's really could be just a blow to. You could have 2 teams with really great seasons that could really blow it up right there, just in that wild card scenario. So, Joey, here on Aaron Judge, the home run tonight. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, action on the board from Major League Baseball. We're still with a 7-game card. We're getting some games beginning here shortly. Great WNBA back tomorrow with a 4-game card. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, so I have I had 2 games on earlier today. One finished up not too long ago. One is about to finish up, and then I just have one more MLB play tonight. Looking forward to WNBA getting back tomorrow. I cashed my Commissioner's Cup total yesterday, so definitely keep an eye out for some WNBA plays for me tomorrow.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Joey Tron over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results here from WNBA from Joey, so no better time now to get on board one of his long-term passes. Of course, that's 30-day pass. Get you all of his premium plays for 30 days, including all the baseball up there as well. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Multi-capper promotions also available. All right, Joey, it's always great having your show. Continue the success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But, of course, you've got that video series right now on Pick Dogs with NASCAR.
Yeah, we got a NASCAR series. It's called Start Your Engines with Joey Tron. It's all geared towards the NASCAR Cup Series, and it's all about betting and track sites for the upcoming race. This week's video should be up Friday morning. I'm currently working on it. I'm hoping to get a few more head-to-heads up before I drop the video, but if they don't provide me with anything, it's really tough to include them in the video, getting it out a few days before the race.
There you go. So make sure you guys, that's why you want to set those notifications, so when those lines come out, Joey starts firing videos with picks, you get notified, get the plays before these lines move. That's the advice there. We saw that there with NBA draft. I'm sure these niche sports are the same way. You got to get down quick. All right, Joey, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
As always, thanks, Tony. You have a good one.
You as well. Joey Tron here on the Drive Thru. All right, guys, we will continue here on the show. I just saw, let's see, looks like Wayne just signed back in. So Wayne, get set up so we can go to you here in a second. So Wayne's moving. I think he got back to his studio, so we're going to get him back here on the show. Let's just keep an eye on this chat pick of the day right now. Yankees and Mets right now. Rod Z came in with the Yankees right now. 7-2, the Yankees over the Mets, 1 to the over. So that's how it looks right now on the chat. Pick of the day. Okay, we got Wayne set up, so we're ready to go to Wayne Scott, one of the top unit producers over at Pick Dodgeman for baseball this year. He's been firing on all cylinders for the entire season. Yeah, there's going to be some up days, there's going to be some down days, but overall showing profit. Let's bring him in right now. Wayne Scott. Let's see if we get him here in just a second. Wayne, what's happening?
Everything's solid with me, Tony T. Hope everything's good with you and the Picked Off fam out there today.
Things going great. All right, here we go. We're going to get the card moved over here to the game you're on tonight, Cubs and Giants. This one took a while to get the pitching started, the line out there, but it kind of went the way we knew overnight. They were going to move that one. They were going to move their ace to tomorrow. So Wisniewski looks like they get the start against Birdsong. So we had Cubs at Giants here. Giants $1.17, total of 8.
As you mentioned, battle of the Haydens, battle of young pitchers. These clubs have been playing virtually pretty much the same as recently, going 4-6 in their last 10. To me, the Cubs have been playing the better teams. These teams have familiarity. We're playing each other about a week ago, where the Cubs won the series 2-1 at home. But we know Cubs is a different ball club on the road, as they're struggling 2-8 in their last 10 on the road. San Fran overall has been good at home, but they're just 5-5 in their last 10 at home. One of the things I've noticed is the Cubs do very well in Game 3 of a series, especially coming off a loss where they're 8-3. Once that batting lineup gets in tune with what's going on later in the games, they have been hitting better. They're winning, coming off a loss in general, they're winning at 57% clip. On the other side of that, San Francisco off a win is only winning at a 43% clip. Hayden Bird will get his first start. I typically don't like to back pitchers when they're getting their first start, definitely against a hungry club like the Cubs. Wisniewski's coming out of the bullpen. Last year he was better than this year. This year he's had a couple rough starts, getting crushed by the Mets, but overall against San Diego and Milwaukee, decent outings. Both of these pitchers are right-hand pitchers. on the season, San Fran's hitting them right-hand pitchers better, but not by much. Cubs in the last 10 are hitting right-hand pitchers stronger. All that being said, sweeps do happen, but I like for the Cubs to avoid the sweep here, as I mentioned, and just play. We're getting an underdog price with a new pitcher on the other side for San Francisco, and a Cubs team looking to avoid the sweep with a pitcher who's young in himself, but a pitcher who's shown he can get it done in spots. Low inning guy, but he's shown that he can produce in those 4 innings that he may get tonight. I like for the Cubs here to come out here and get the win against the Giants and at least get 1 win on this series.
All right, there we go here with Wayne here on the Cubs here. A plus 109 here against this Giants team. This Giants team has picked up the first 2. Boy, the bullpen really coughed it up there in game number 1. Of course, that's the one sweat you have here in this one is definitely going to be that Cubs bullpen that has been kind of rotten on the road this year.
Yeah, Tony. San Fran's bullpen is better, but just looking at the numbers, it's not by much, and especially especially coming off a loss. Cubs bullpen seems to tighten up off a loss, but as you mentioned, that game 1, Cubs bullpen gave it up. Game 2, Cubs didn't even have a shot, only scoring 1 run. But in this third game, I believe they can get it done, Tony. With the bats and this young pitcher, I believe they'll get an early lead in this one and hold your breath. But I think the bullpen, well, they'll do good in this one, in this game 3.
All right, Wayne. Of course, Wayne keeps an eye on the NBA, keeps an eye on the summer league, gets us our summer league picks. Also covers international basketball during. In the time of the year. But right now we're keeping an eye on the draft. Wayne, of course, we know that you're kind of cover basketball, professional basketball year round. What do you see coming up in the draft? And of course, the Magic, a team that you follow, that you really pegged the team that's on the rise.
Yeah, Tony. I'm still diving into it. As far as a lot of outside of the top 5, this is probably one of the tougher drafts to kind of predict, with a lot of these guys being around the same talent level, or a lot of unknowns out there. So as Al McMordie mentioned earlier, you can know the tendencies of a team and what they like to get, but with so many of these guys being so close in talent, and normally you have 10, 15 guys that are shoe-in top 15 picks, and after the top 5 picks, it really can go anywhere. So it's hard just to key in right now, Tony. I don't got too many great reads. I know what certain team needs, but I don't know where they're going to go with it as far as player goes.
Yeah, and what do you see the Magic needing to do to get over the hump? We saw them in that series against Cleveland, and of course we saw them. This is a team that I expected a little bit more from them during the postseason.
Tony, I'm gonna ask you because I'm a fan of the Magic, but 2 big agents, because we have the money and the draft picks, but 2 big agents. We've been looking for a guard to kind of help Suggs out as he's still developing. Breakthrough year, but he's still developing. But 2 big names that are thrown out, and I want you to tell me which one you think will help the Magic more: Zach LaVine or Klay Thompson?
Woo! Pass. Hard pass
Yeah,
on both.
both of them.
Pass on both. Yeah, I'm not. Levine's contract is pretty. Well, actually, you get the younger player in Levine. Thompson, to me, is just, and it's just the confidence factor there, right? I mean, it's just he's just down on himself, and that's hard to go. You take a player like that, put him into a young team. I don't know if that's going to mesh pretty well. That's my concern there.
Yeah, you don't. Even though he's coming on to that veteran status, although he might not be a veteran, you don't think he kind of has the maturity to go to a team like that and help and build with them and be the guy they need. But as far as the Magic, that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get a all-star guard. If we can't find one in the draft, we're definitely looking to trade one. And we need a rim protector. We like Wendell Carter, solid center, more of a stretch guy, but we kind of mad front office, and a lot of people talking about we miss Lively. Not that we don't like Anthony Black, but Lively would have been somebody that was good, that'll really help the rim protection when you get past your Paulos, your Franz, your Jonathan Isaac. We need a solid rim protector. So we'll definitely be looking for center and guards.
Yeah, and the thing with Levine is someone. Well, we knew about the Magic the prior years, right? They were always injured, right? Levine's someone that will, that he can't stay healthy.
They'll fit that role.
Yeah, I mean, he's just he fits perfectly for the Magic. He'll be on the injured list. Probably the best fit would be Levine there because he's on the injured list, like the Magic players. Not this year, but previous years were always on the injured list.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Tony. But if he does come, I hope he can get over there. I hope we can fix it because we'll need him on the court. We don't need him on the injury report. We'll definitely need him on the court. But I'm excited for that team, man. Nice young core. We definitely just need to find a few more pieces to fit in that starting lineup. I don't even think they were too disappointed with the bench. I just think Fultz couldn't really get it done. He kept getting injured after he had a bomb season the season before. We're really banking on him to play well, and he kind of re-injured the same injuries that were nagging him in Philly. So with that lingering, we definitely need a for sure guard. Cole Anthony, we love what he brings off the bench, but he's a smaller guard, so we just want a for sure shoe-in guard to play with Paolo and Franz, so they don't got to do so much ball handling.
There you go, Wayne, here on the Cubs here tonight against the Giants. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Pick for tonight's action. Of course, action on the board tonight for Major League Baseball. WNBA coming back tomorrow. Of course, amongst the unit leaders over at Pick Dogs for the year is Wayne. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, at 3 plays a day, 1-1-1, 1 push, 1 win, 1 loss. We're still in the profit as we had the Mariners on the run line plus 150. So glad to get that win. I did lose my game of the day, so disappointed in that. I always want to try to hit my game of the day. I know that's my best play, so I definitely always want to hit that one. Ready for the WNBA tomorrow. Smaller card in MLB. Already been looking at that card for tomorrow, but definitely spots to make money in. So I'll have that out by the night.
All right, guys, get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. See great results in baseball. Why don't you sign on for one of those long-term passes and use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, it's always great having your show. After a great evening, we'll catch up with you again tomorrow on the show, but you also keep an eye for your boxing picks.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier this week, there is a big fight, but it's a lower weight class. And I know a lot of people don't pay attention to that, but there's money to be made and still excellent fighters. And the veteran fighter with who's won the belts at that weight class is the underdog. We got a new up-and-comer, young, undefeated fighter who's like minus 400 against a veteran fighter who's plus 300. I'm still in the air. It's really based off the odds, I want to go with the veteran fighter in a stride, but I'm still doing my research. I like Bam, man. I do think he's now. He's not next. He's now. But it's just hard to go off a guy with that much veteranship getting that plus money right there. So haven't pulled no trigger, but once I do, I'll definitely come on here and give it out for you guys.
All right, keep an eye, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications so when Wayne drops those boxing picks, you get them right away. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up tomorrow.
All right, Tony T, as always, appreciate you for having me, my guy. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family.
You as well. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show. Guys, keep an eye on that chat today. Now 7-2 on the Yankees side. And there's your choices on who to pick. Just type the letter there into the chat. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. It is now time for Rod Zawacky. We'll bring Rod in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dog Pick for one of the West Coast games tonight, Major League Baseball. Oop, hang on one second. Yep, let's get to Rod. Ready to roll. He's always been good to us here on the drive-thru. Rod, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much, Tony. Staying cool.
Staying cool. We are hitting the witching hour here, Rod. So before we get to the pick, let everybody know what you got going over at the site.
Over the site, I got a couple of plays going over at the site. Just goes up with impact. Recap. A lot. So, we got 2 left. Grab a 3-day pass. Join me. Even better yet, grab a 7-day pass. Starting to heat up 1-0 today. They got rolling into the rest of the week. As many of the captains before me said, we've got some WNBA, we've got some CFL coming as well, and more MLB. So let's get it. Join me. So we're heating up.
That's right, heating up. So get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off one of his long-term passes. All right, Rod, here we go tonight. 9:40 Eastern time. One of the late games, Twins at D-backs. Between the Twins, $1.22, total 8.5.
Yeah, and you look at this one, game 2 between these two, with Arizona winning the first game, getting the bump for the Twins here, and this one is Simone Richardson, and Richardson, he's had a solid season, but he's definitely ends up with a lot of no decisions in his starts. He's had 8 no decisions in his starts this season. On the road this season, 1-1 with a 3.2 ERA, so solid numbers through 34.7 innings of work on the road, where he's given up 33 hits and 13 runs, but good strikeout numbers, 24 strikeouts versus 7 walks and a 1.22 whip. So solid for Simone Richardson, considering they've changed him. He used to be a reliever, and definitely trying to work him into the starter's role. And on the other side of the bump, it's been Ryan Nelson, and he's 3-2 at home with a 5 ERA. You look over the last 2 seasons, he's got a 5 ERA. That's about where he sits. Over his last couple, though, he's definitely turned it up. He's went 2 and 1 no decision over those last 13 innings. Only giving up 9 hits, 3 earned runs, and definitely getting those 2 wins. Definitely improved his pitching, but he's normally a 5 ERA guy. And when you look at the bullpens, these are almost a coin flip. The numbers for both these teams in the bullpen, you look 4.8, 4.45 for Arizona, little 3.76 for Arizona this season. But when you look at the home and away numbers, I think they're even more closer than what they've been. If you look, Arizona at home, 4.23 are the relievers, while Minnesota on the road, their relievers 4.16. And then you look at batting. Arizona does their best work at home, hitting 269 at home, while Minnesota 241. And you look at the Twins have failed to cover the run line in 4 straight as road favorites versus the National League. And the home dog off of a win. The home dog 38-28 the last 30. Got to go with the home dog here. Give me the Arizona Diamondbacks to win game 2.
All right, we got Rod here on the D-backs to take game 2 here against the Twins. The Twins team that really, as they said, a lot of folks have said before, I think we heard it here on this network, they're just one of those inconsistent teams, right?
Streaky. They're definitely a 50-50 team, and when they start losing some games. And when they start winning, and they've definitely not been the greatest over their last few. And I expect some regression from Simone Woods Richardson. Like I said, he used to be a reliever, and now he's got to get out. He's working a lot more than what he's used to. I think as we head into this All-Star break, I think we see some regression from Simone Richardson. I think the Arizona bats can get to him early, and they continue to roll, get us a win here.
Yeah, Nelson better get going because he only has a 1-year contract this year, and one of the recent successes for the success for Arizona last year is because they didn't use him down the stretch because he had been highly ineffective, right?
Exactly.
Right. You know,
because he's about a 5 ERA guy, but like I said, over his last 2 starts, I've seen some improvement, and he's looking pretty good here at home. I think he continues that improvement that we've seen from him over the last couple starts. It's not what you've done for me before. It's what you've done for me lately in baseball, because we know how things can change quickly in baseball.
Yeah, the Twins team is really inconsistent. You got them on a road here. It's, again, that tough. See, we just seen the line move come down, right? They were in the 20s. Now they're coming down. So we're starting to see money coming on the Diamondbacks here, Rod.
Yep. See? You want the money on the Diamondback. Take the plus money. Let's get it.
Plus. Get it before it moves even lower. All right, there. Rod on 8, Arizona here, plus 112. Any bonuses tonight, Rod?
Yeah, bonus for me tonight. I got Teoscar Hernandez to hit a home run. He's against Eric Fetty, and in his career versus Eric Fetty in 4 at-bats, he's hit 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. So take Teoscar Hernandez to get a home run. Nice plus 390 on that. And if he's hitting a home run, guess what? He's going to get the ribby to get included with that. So take Teoscar Hernandez to get an RBI. I like taking a home run prop as well as an RBI. Most of the time, that RBI prop, if he doesn't get the home run, usually if he gets that RBI, that'll cover your home run bet. So that's what I like doing with somebody when you're going for a home run bet the RBI as well.
There you go. That's a bonus there from Rod Zawacky. Rod, you keep an eye on all this NBA draft?
No.
No, okay. me neither. That's why when now
I'm with Mitch. This is the worst draft. It's not like we've seen some hype of we're like, who's going? Come on, we got like a list. Who's going first? I don't see any. It's pretty a foregone conclusion. So as Big Al said, that first 15. Okay, maybe have a quick little look at the first 15, but anything after that, I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be tuning into who's going to be going.
Yeah, it was just like I didn't have a whole lot for Big Al. Trust me, it was a tough spot to be in. I was in because I wasn't. Again, it's such a fast turnaround from the. Of course, we're so locked in in MLB, right? 15 games a day, the drop. For for me, it's just I would rather put my time into something that is continuous than something that's a one-off. That's my perspective.
It's a one-off. Yeah, you're putting all that work in, and you hope that all it could take is one team to make a trade on you and really mess up your draft.
Because
so everything that you've been going and it doesn't work, all of a sudden one big move, and you're like, oh, geez.
The information I'm gathering now lasts for entire season, or continues, whereas this is over, right?
Exactly. We're building on the MLB season, grabbing numbers from guys and players and see how they're doing through the season. So you got to do it in a 162 game season. It's you got to ride the wave because sometimes it's up, and we've seen teams that have been on fire in that first half and then just fall right off the map in the second.
I'm trying to put my models together for WNBA. So these are continuous seasons. I'd rather put my time into than a one-off. Because I put invest all this time effort is done, and I can't use that information anymore. It goes right in the rubbish.
Even in hockey, I wait till the draft I wait till the dust settles, and then I see where everybody has landed, and then you can put that into your numbers and stats and see what happens after the dust settles. But I to actually focus and study on who's going what, when, where. Wait. Let me know when they're there.
Yeah, that's
basically
true.
Let me know when we're there, right?
Especially when you're covering teams in baseball that play 162 games, I should say, right?
Yeah, they're doing 162 games, so it's like let me know when they're there.
Yeah, let me focus on the games. Yeah, let me focus on the games in action right now. That's how I look at it. Not to knock those guys that like to study the NFL draft, study the NBA draft. I understand all of these other.
Definitely not
networks.
knocking it. If you like to do that, then you do it. You got the extra more time than I do. But my dog over here would be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
That's right.
Starting the NBA draft, really?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rod. Have yourself a great night, and we'll catch up with you again here on the show on Steak Friday.
Steak Friday. You as well, Tony. Have yourself a good one. Let's continue to crush the books, everybody. Have yourself a good one, Big Ducks fan. See you on Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive Thru. We'll continue on. Guys, chat pick of the day. Well, it looks like it's going to be the Yankees. We'll give you a little bit more time. 7-2 right now on the Yankees. 1 for the over. This is your last chance here to get in the picks. And of course, if you already have, go ahead and put your show pick into the chat if you would. All right, let's continue on. We're going to go to the recap, then you'll see my pick in there. Let's get to the recap here. We had Mitch on the Blue Jays plus money. We got Big Al McMordie, Matas Bazulas even money, now plus 125 to drafted number 5. Matt was on Dodgers, White Sox under 8.5. Wayne was on Cubs plus 109. Joey Tron liked the Aaron Judge home run. Rod was on Arizona with the plus money there behind the Arizona Diamondbacks. We had I'll be on the Cardinals plus 105 in game 2 of the doubleheader. I like the under with Matt here, Dodgers and the White Sox. That's the one I like the most. So we'll get into my game right here. As we look here at Braves and Cardinals, game number 2, we'll be on the Cardinals at the plus money. Bryce Elder. Okay, Bryce Elder is only pitching this game because of the rain out yesterday. So that's the only reason why he is in a major league uniform. Because after this game, he's going back to AAA. Because of the rules, you can bring up a guy from AAA and whenever you play a doubleheader. And that's the situation here. Why Elder is on the mound. And Elder's had plenty of opportunity to stick in the rotation. He has not been able to perform. And you know the issue with Atlanta. They don't mess around with these guys. If they can't hang, they're gone quickly. There's a list of guys out like Soroka, Yanoa, and more of those guys. They don't kind of hang around they don't really hang around the Braves very long. They just get you out. They ship you out. So Elder is near that situation where they may just ship him out, and he better. But I don't really have faith in him. He's got an ERA here in 5 starts, 6.5, WHIP of almost 2, 10% walks, strikeout rate low. Atlanta here struggled against the teams with good bullpens this year. and hitting on the road just 231. And a mark on the road with they won game one, so they're going to be about -7 units. That spot. St. Louis has been hitting the ball pretty well the last 7 days. And of course, Elders, again, ineffectiveness here. I think the fact is that the Braves will be in a deficit situation early on in this game. That's why I like the Cardinals with the plus money in this spot. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs. We got a best bet on the board tonight, so get on board with that. Or you can get on board with my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period select. When you go to my handicap page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICKET. Check out. Save that 15% off. All right, we got you the recap. Now let's go ahead and recap the chat pick of the day. It will be on the Yankees. The Yankees are your chat pick of the day for tonight. 7-2 Virgin. We did have one for the over there chat pick. All right, we got to do it now, guys. Go ahead and get your show pick into the chat, and we'll recap in a second. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live. 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat plays. We'll give you your plays for in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. We are live here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We've got, looks like Mitch a little bit of a summer off here and on the morning. So you got Chris and Jay there in the morning show. I'm sure there'll be some cappers popping in that morning show. Also, we got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, the Bang Tool Show, a roundtable discussion with the professionals from Mitch. Also, we've got Ron Romanelli's baseball breakdown. Of course, we got Wayne on boxing. Big Al McMordie with his all access. We've got, of course, Joey with his NASCAR up there right now. And against the public betting with Dana Lane. Contrarian plays here with our man Brian Bittler. And, of course, Sharp Train plays with Costi. Of course, the Yerfies we've got there from our man Brad on the shorts and his parlay shorts. Javon with his parlay shorts as well. And, of course, Kirk Stewart with the soccer, Euros, and Copa America up there as well. And, of course, he's coming in as well with his totals there from Kirk with his video series. And don't forget, Dana Lane has been moved to Friday. So if you're looking for Dana Lane has moved now to Fridays here on the Drive Thru. All right, that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and give you the picks here, the show picks from the chat today. We've got Bo Dunn likes the Cardinals as well tonight. What else do we have here? Twins lay the half run first 5 innings from Blake. Let's see what else we have here. All right, let's see. We've got some more coming up. All right, let's see what else we have here. Toes likes the Braves Twins money line. Let's see here. David Kleiner likes Mexico and Copa America. Thomas Bowe likes under in Yanks and Twins, and he also likes the Twins here. Let's see, Rogue Energy Mets and Thomas Bowe like Twins, as we said. Da Juice Wisniewski over 2.5 strikeouts. Freebander likes New York Nerfy here, Yanks and Mets. Nicholas Handy under in Braves game in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Yankees Mets over from UFC fan 21. Jay's first 5 from UFC fan 21 likes that Jay's first 5. All right, we got all the picks in. Last call, guys, before we shut it down. All right, that's going to do it.